look at that. Look at that. I mean, look at that. Look at you can't see it. That's the best part. You can't tell. Look at that. Look at that. This is a full face of YUKA approved makeup. Hello beautiful, welcome back. Today let's talk about some YUKA approved makeup. I have done the searching, I've done the research, I've been doing the testing to let you know what the best YUKA approved makeup is, and let's put it on today. I have researched every single product, but I've fallen in love with a specific routine. So I'm gonna do my regular everyday makeup routine today, but I'm gonna show you all the other products that I found along the way that are absolutely wonderful and let you know if they're worth your money. So for your primer, I have two options, a dewy option and just a regular primer. So the Refi primer, this is a wonderful primer, especially if you need to fill in fine lines, wrinkles, if you have any creasing. This is a wonderful product. It's got this really cool roll-on applicator and it actually feels like a serum when you apply it. You can't see it on your skin, which is amazing, but obviously in conjunction with a foundation, this is wonderful. I also prepped my skin already with skincare, so if you want to see a whole separate video on YUKA approved skincare, just let me know, and that's something I would love to do for you. All right, for a second primer, when I'm going hard and I'm doing like my full beat, I want to look glamorous all day makeup, I also use the Say Super Glowy Gel. This is also a primer. It's got a glow, it's got a tint. It gives your skin, oh, sorry, I have a little lip stain from some of the other videos I've been doing lately. It gives your skin a glowy luminescence that just looks really natural. It looks like a natural flush of color. When I use this, I do get compliments on the quality of my skin. I don't think that people actually know that it's a product that I've applied that's just giving it that glowy luminescence. I think they think it's like genuinely real. They also have this in a darker version. Let me just show that to you real quick. So if you're like fake tanning your body, which I do, and then not the rest of your face, this is really wonderful as well. This is a great product for that because it'll give you just that light bronzed tint, as you could see the difference between the two. But see that dewy luminescence? It's not a heavy dew. It's not a heavy luminescence. It's just natural. It's gorgeous. I do love these combined. I usually use this where I get like major creasing in this area, and then I like to use these dewier products right where the sun would hit, like not the sun, but like where your skin would naturally glow when it's hydrated. Obviously in the morning when you first apply your makeup products, your skin always looks amazing, or not your makeup, but like your skincare, your skin is still soaking it in and it looks amazing. And then throughout the day, I feel like that young, fruitful plumpness of the skin kind of fades away. So that's a great product. Okay, I found my new favorite concealer and I've already influenced my friends because everybody, like most of my friends already use a concealer. It's just that you want to be using something that you think is worth your money. Now, I'm pretty sensitive. I don't know what it is, but a lot of concealers make my under eyes like red and kind of dry and like they burn sometimes. So I have a hard time finding a concealer that I absolutely love. The way this one has changed the game for me though. So all my friends who came over, I was like, you have to just try this one product. Like you have to try it. Of course it's fun to try them all, so we do that too. But this is the Tower 28 Serum Concealer. As far as shade range goes, they have a great labeling of like cool undertone, warm undertone, peach, different things. So even if you have to order this online, you can make a pretty educated purchase without being in store. And that's the thing that I love about this product. So let's apply this now and I'll show you how it works. Now I find that with this concealer, you can really blend it in with anything. I love to blend it in with my finger. When I'm like really working on my skincare journey, I don't like to use brushes or beauty blenders or anything like that. Although you will notice that there's gonna be a lot of dirty brushes in this video because I've been getting into it lately. So with something like a concealer, I just use my finger. I have bought a couple of like concealer brushes and none of them really seem to do the trick. I will use I had this brush yesterday. I wanted to try it out to show you, and I could use that on one side and then just use my finger on the other side. You could get the vibe, because I know some people, they prefer to use a brush. Some people, I just don't think they're finger people, you know, they don't like to use their fingers for any makeup. Okay, I have this one, I believe. Okay, this says Deluxe Crease Brush, but I actually got a Real Techniques under eye concealer brush. It just did not work out for me. All the little pieces were falling out, and I don't know if I just got a dud or what, but See how you can just paint this on? And I find that you don't have to sit and let this dry out. And if you're gonna use it with no powder, which I do sometimes do because I don't have oily skin, my makeup stays pretty well. If you're gonna use it with no powder, the creaseless technique is kind of to blend it in, let it settle into those fine lines, and then re-blend it just like this. And I can get it to mattify down to my face without having to use a powder. So that's just it, blending it out with a brush here. I think this looks gorgeous, except for I forgot my up close mirror. So let me grab just a mirror so I can see a little bit closer and hopefully see the same thing you're seeing. Oh yeah, that does look cute. God, I love this concealer. I feel like I need such a little amount of the product. One of the things that was happening when I first started using it was that, you know, when you would pull it out of the container, there would just be so much product, and I wasn't used to how little I was going to need to use, which really helps me justify the price as well. So that's amazing. But yeah, I've been using this all summer long and haven't needed to restock, and I really don't even go a day without using concealer. I also love that you can apply it a little bit thinner for a more natural look, or you can kind of build it up for something just a little bit more intense. And I don't know, I just feel like it looks gorgeous. It also performs well with a lot of other products. So I've used it with a multitude of foundations and primers and so many different things, and it always looks so good, so good. So yeah, that is my concealer recommendation. Moving on to bronzer. As I became YUKA obsessed, as one does once they find out that they can just scan things around their home and get a rating on if they are low tox, high tox, I became obsessed with Saie Beauty. The way my very first product introduction to them was this Sun Melt bronzer. Let me show you. This is just a cream bronzer, and it is the most beautiful, easy to use, blendable formula. I don't know, I've never fallen in love with a bronzer the way I've fallen in love with this one. I'm just gonna show you on one side because this is actually not a dark enough color for me these days, but the way this is so user-friendly, so beginner-friendly, I feel like this one pot is gonna last me a lifetime. I don't know, it's just, I would repurchase this in a heartbeat. This actually made me fall in love with the Saie products, along with the fact that you will see so many Saie products, just because I feel like the performance on them is so wonderful. Oh, I just love this product. Look at that. Look at that. It doesn't scream, I have bronzer on. It just makes your skin look gorgeous, and that's what I love about it. It's so beautiful. It's such a natural finish. So the second that they dropped this second formulation, let me find it here. The second that they dropped a second bronzer formulation, maybe this is called Dew Bronze, I went out and I snatched this up right away. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the formulas are so completely different. I was a little bit heartbroken by this formula. I'm obviously gonna use the whole thing because I bought it, but it doesn't give me all the things that I love about this formula, this original formula. I think they're made to be two separate products, but I just would never repurchase this one. And this one I live for, I tell everybody about, I try to get them to try it on, everything. So I have been dabbling, and recently I found a new lower tox YUKA approved product, and this is the Essence Baby Got Bronze. This product is just a couple dollars from Ulta. It's in the drugstore beauty section, whatever you call that. And I think it's just so interesting. So I have only tried this a couple times, but I want to use it in this video because it is a more inexpensive option, and that way you could test it with me as well and give me your honest opinions. I haven't seen a lot of people online talking about this, and it's probably just because I find that like the Essence products aren't as sexy to talk about as like a Saie product from Sephora. So maybe that's why, or maybe their marketing team is just different. But I did need, obviously, this bronze. I feel like it's just a little too light, because if you saw my body when I fake tan here, and it's like 2 or 3 shades darker, so I definitely need something with a little bit more pigment and tone. And I'm just using a Real Techniques, this is the Expert Face Brush. These are also, I think, considered like drugstore or whatever. They're more inexpensive, and you can get them at Ulta as well, and I think these are great brushes. There's no need to go out and buy the most expensive brushes all the time. Just like the most expensive product isn't always going to be the best. You still need to find what works for you. And these are great. And if my dog eats them up, I can replace them. Not that he's literally ever done that, but just adding that to the plot. Yeah. I actually think that this is a really pretty formula, a really pretty product. The one thing I will say about it is that it's very strongly scented of watermelon. And that makes me feel like I'm doing kitty makeup, not necessarily in a good way. So if I could get rid of that, I would, but for the price, I feel like you cannot beat the quality. So I'm gonna actually put some of this on this side just because it's a little bit darker, and then we'll do the next step. All right, moving on to the next product. This is gonna be blush, and this is where things get carried away. There's so many options. A product that comes in blush, bronzer, basically highlighter, so many things, are these nude sticks, and I've quickly fallen in love with these as well. They have such a variety, but the one that takes the cake for me for best product hands down is the Say. This is called the Say Dew Blush. This is why I had to go out. The combination of this fabulous bronzer and this blush and how much I loved it made me think that I needed this bronzer, which I don't, but this in the color Baby, it is the perfect pink for me. I don't even know how to describe to you how perfect I just think that this color looks on me. But it truly does. This blends in so seamlessly. It doesn't look like makeup. It's not hard to apply. I feel like it looks beautiful, it wears beautiful, and it truly looks like skin, dewy skin. I don't feel like I need a highlighter with this, although sometimes I do use one depending on what else I've layered on my skin. And oh my goodness, like just look at that. Look at that. It looks so pretty, and the color is just so complimentary. Like it doesn't look super heavy of makeup. It just looks light, airy, kind. Like it's a gorgeous, gorgeous color. When I wear this like combo as my base, people are always complimenting my skin, not my makeup, like not how I apply my makeup, which I think is such an endearing compliment. It's like the truest, highest compliment of wearing your makeup. Okay, moving into eyebrows, I'm gonna show you one product. This is the Ilia. On one side there's a little, for your eyebrows, a little spoolie, and then on the other side is like the tiniest little pointed thing ever. And I'm gonna just show you like the little strokes you can get with this. I hope you could see them well. They're very nice, but one thing I've learned about myself is that I don't like a crayon formula no matter how you cut it. So this isn't what I'm gonna be applying today. I just wanted to show you, this is called the Ilia. This is the color dark brown in full micro tip brow pencil. So this is a wonderful product. I have had some friends buy this and the Kosas. Oh god, they have so many brow products, I can't think of the name, but also the Kosas one. But for me, I cannot convert over to a brow product at this time. I just haven't found something that I absolutely love in the low tox space. So sticking with my tried and true, my absolute favorite, this is not low tox at all. I'm not sure what's in it, but it can't be good for you. But this is the NYX Lift and Snatch eyebrow pen. So this is what I'm going to be using today, and you'll just have to bear with me. Okay, so this is why I love this product. I just do think that it truly looks the most natural. It stays really, really well. You know, just the things that I'm looking for in an eyebrow product. So that's why I like this one. Let's set the face a little, shall we? I have fell in love with a couple of products for setting my face, and one of these, if I ran out of it today, I would have to go and buy it tomorrow. And one of them, I'm not gonna say the same about, although I think it's a great product. So this is the Kosas Airy Cloud Set. This one I haven't fully fallen in love with, just because I noticed that for me, I don't necessarily, with how heavy coverage that Tower 28 concealer is, I don't necessarily need a like colored, this is more like a foundation powder to me. Like it's got tint in it, so I don't necessarily need that. So I use it a little bit under my eyes, but that's all, because after that it kind of starts playing with the colors, you know, of my face. I don't want it to blend and mess up the blend of the bronzer or the blush or anything like that, but I just find that this looks too makeup-y on my face. On camera, I always think it looks amazing. Like this does something for me, but in person, it does look a little bit heavier, a little bit more like makeup. All right, then my other powder product that I've quickly fallen in love with is the NARS. This is just the NARS translucent. Again, if you scan this on Yuka, this was actually a clean product. It's not marketed as one, but it is. And when I tell you, this is like the best powder. Like, I don't even know how to describe to you how amazing this powder is. You just have to take my word for it that it is amazing. There's no flashback, there's no issues. The translucent is translucent. It doesn't change the color of your products on your face. It doesn't do any of these things that a lot of the other powders on the market, it's like they do these things and they drive me crazy. This one is just like, look at that, look at you can't see it. That's the best part. You can't tell that I just powdered down my whole face. It just looks natural and real. So I truly love this NARS powder. I would have to repurchase it immediately. All right, let's talk now. Let's finish out the eyes. So 2 products here. I really love this Westman Atelier bronzer. Now, it's expensive. This is a higher price point. It's more of like a luxury product, but it is a wonderful product. For me, I have to use the bare minimum of this product to make it show on my skin. I'll show you. 2 taps, and this will be high pigment on my skin. Now, I've used this on some of my friends who are a little bit more tan than me. And then you really have to like use a lot of the product. And if I was at that stage, I would not think this was a good deal because you need so much and therefore it would be more expensive. When you are as pale as me and you just need 2 taps, this is kind of a good deal, and it's a great product and it blends gorgeously. There's little hearts engraved into it. Of course, it's Westman Atelier. All these things that make me fall in love with it. But this is how I usually use it on my eyes. I use my big fluffy brush. I love this brush for this bronzer. I just think it's so fun. But I just tap it in here, you know, and I condense the bristles like this, and I just go over my eye real quick. And that's the whole thing. That's how I'm gonna set my bronzer on my eyes and make it look more like an intentional eyeshadowing. Not like an eyeshadow look, but a shadowing over the eyes, which is gorgeous because I have hooded eyes a little bit, and it just really, there's things that you could do to kind of make them like pop and look just gorgeous. So that's one of them. Okay, let's go. So this is the Westman Atelier Beauty Butter Powder Bronzer in Coupe de Soleil. Cool. All right, moving on. The other thing I like to do on my eyes is always add like a little bit of brown eyeliner. This is the multi-liner one liner in the color Draw Me from Tower 28, and as you know, I fell in love with that concealer of theirs, so of course I had to try this out. You just sharpen it, it's wooden, which is great, and I just like to give myself a little triangle like this. Now, I did fall in love with this, and initially I was like, I'm gonna buy it in every single color because I was just that obsessed. And then I take a little tiny brush. This is what my tiny brush looks like. I was like, I'm gonna buy it in every color. And then the more I started to wear it, I was like, this isn't really a long wear product. And I'm a long wear type of girl. I put my makeup on in the morning and I don't retouch it. And sometimes I'm out until the wee hours of the evening into the next morning, something like that. So I like when my makeup just looks consistent that whole time. I like if I'm hanging out and, you know, maybe like the kids, like a baby or something, they're touching my face and my face still looks the same. I personally like that. So for me, I need a little bit more of a long wear product than this, but it is still gorgeous. It does the trick. I'm gonna use it till it runs out. And the one that I've had my eye on to try next after this one is the RMS Beauty eyeliner. So I'm really excited about that. This one is really fun because it's called a multi-liner. I'll just show you a little bit. It's designed that you can also use it as like a lip liner, like this. I have just a little bit of gloss on, so it's gonna spread just a little bit easier. And it is really cute. Like, it's cute, don't get me wrong, it's cute. But, oh, I feel that one a little far over the edge. But it's just not long wear. Like, so if that's something that's important to you, you're probably gonna wanna go for a different product. Getting into setting sprays. Now, of course, if you're gonna do a full beat foundation, additional steps that, I guess I didn't really touch on any of those products, but I still like what I showed you. I think we'll stick with that. But even if with this, if I set it really heavily with powder, then I do use a setting spray. So the 2 setting sprays that I have that I want to show you, one is from Milk Makeup, And this is a matte setting spray. So you shake it and then you just spritz it on, and it's got this gorgeous spray. I'm gonna try to show you like how the spray comes out. Do you see that? It's not like, it's more of like an automatic sprayer, like, you know, those automatic sprayers people are using for the hair now that are going really big. It's more like that. So I like that one. It's good. It is a little bit more expensive. For me, I find that if I have to use a setting spray, I have to use so much of it that I would prefer to use a more drugstore product. So I got to looking and I found this Sephora makeup setting spray, and this one is more of a dewy finish. So this is the setting spray that I'm talking about, but it is a dewy finish, so you have to be good with that when you apply. So I'll show you what it looks like. And I have found when I was wearing this one before that just because of the luminescence that it gave my skin, I felt the need to retouch it. So while my face is a little bit wet, I want to introduce you this other product from Say Beauty that I absolutely love. And this is the Glow Sculpt. I believe this is like more of a blush whatever combo, but this is in the color Pink Glow. This is like my ideal highlighter when I want to look more highlight. So for instance, if I was doing like a nighttime look where I'm gonna be in dim lighting, I'm gonna use this product because it's gonna give my skin that dewy luminescence and make it look like I'm like in natural sunlight radiating down without it looking like there's necessarily a product on my skin. And again, like sometimes that's just the goal. Let's just be honest, that's just the goal. So I'm just gonna put it like this, like as if it is my skin. Now the trick with this is that if you put it on completely dry skin after you've mattified and set your whole face, it will kind of start removing, especially if you have like foundation or something really heavy applied underneath. It will kind of start to remove that because this is a liquid product. But if you wet your face with something like that setting spray, it will just adhere perfectly and beautifully and you won't even notice. And it's just gonna be so gorgeous. And look at that, I mean, golly, I just think that's such a beautiful, like, it's so pretty, I can't get over it. I can't get over it. I also did get this in some other colors, so let me show you, because it's just a gorgeous formula. Like I said, I got really obsessed with Say. I probably, like, I just want to buy all their products because I do genuinely think they're amazing. So this is the color Peach Glow. The way I saw this color, and I had to have it. I had to have it. I think this is so beautiful. Look at this against my eyes. Look at it. Doesn't it kind of just make them pop a little bit? So it's like, I have to try it. But you need just the smallest amount. So small, don't use too much. It'll be wonderful. And then this is the color Mauve Glow. And this to me is more of like a winter mauve muted tone. So yeah, they're just so gorgeous though. You can use them as like a highlight and blush combined, and I think that's their like ideal purpose. That's how I like to use them. So we'll use the Tower 28 one liner. I love chocolate on me, but diffused. Otherwise I just think it's a little too heavy for me, so sometimes I use like a little shadow brush, but we'll just use our finger. Okay, and then let's try this color. I've actually never tried this combination before, but these nudies mattes, these are all over face blush colors, but they have a whole thing about how you can basically use them like everywhere on your face, which is wonderful. So this color specifically is the color Bareback. Look at that, it's just a gorgeous nude lip. I do feel like we could use a little bit more color. Let's try a different one. Naughty and Spicy I also really love. You should apply them like a ball. There we go. Oh, so gorgeous. Now my top pick for mascara is this Tower 28. Oops, is this Tower 28 brown mascara. This is getting to the end of its lifespan, so I'll just show you what it looks like. But just know that when I first bought it, it was always doing a little bit more for the lashes. And that's the vibe. Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you want to chat with me, I will be in the comments down below chatting. And also, if you have any other products that you want to review, you want to see, or if you want to know products that didn't work out for me, make sure that you comment, as well as if you would like to see the YUKA approved skincare, comment that below and I will be happy to respond to you and get back to you. Have a great day.